What's up, guys? We're back for chapter 12. Now, I do have one of my reading buddies, Riley, the reading dragon. But for those of you who do not have a pet at home, I also have Spidey, which is one of my favorite stuffed animals to sleep with, hang out with. I like to ball it up like this when I'm feeling a little stressed or anything like that. It's really soft and makes me feel comfortable. So I have that with me to read, okay? So guys, when you're reading, try to have something with you that makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel at ease. That's how you start to learn to love reading, okay? Now, I want to talk to you guys because sometimes a lot of you feel like you're not strong readers. Do you have to be a strong reader to be a great reader? I hope you answered no. As long as you're trying and you are picking things that interest you, what I like to do is I like to start off by reading the back of the book. I like to look at the cover. And I like to look at how many pages, because I'm not going to lie to you guys. Sometimes when I see a lot of pages, I get intimidated. I think, am I going to be able to finish this book? But then I looked at the words. I don't know if you guys can tell, but these words are kind of big. The spacing is kind of big too. So in my mind, I was like, oh, maybe that's why there's so many pages. I also saw that there were pictures in this book, which I like because it keeps me interested as I'm reading. So if you're trying to be a super reader and learn to be a great reader during this absence from school, try to pick a book, read the back, look at the front cover, and look on some pages and see if you see some things that might interest you. Then you can start by reading maybe the first chapter or the first 2 pages. If the book pulls you in, keep reading. If it doesn't, no one is telling you that you have to read a book that you open, okay? Sometimes I pick open a book, I read the first few pages of the first chapter, and I am honest with myself, and I'm like, yo, look, that does not interest me at all. So I put it away, and I find a new book that I want to read, okay? That is how you become a strong, independent reader, okay? Finding things that you like to read and just diving in, all right? So with that being said, grab your reading buddy, grab some water because my throat gets dry while I'm reading, and let's jump in. Chapter 12. When the Visher returned to the library, she was alone. Eddie and Min missed her entrance entirely. No kabang from the library door, no thud, thud, thud of her feet. Suddenly, she was just there, sitting in the librarian's chair. Eddie watched her take a phone from her bag. Sunshine from the skylight reflected off her glasses. He couldn't see her eyes. "Get down," whispered Min. "Think of that poor fly." Eddie gulped and dropped low. They heard beeps, then a faint ring. "Hello, Robert?" said the Visher. "It's me, Estelle." "Her brother," whispered Min, the superintendent. "Yes, I'm here at Ferny Creek," said the Visher. "And not a moment too soon. You're right. This library is a money pit. It's glassed in like a terrarium. No wonder the heating bills are so high. The sooner we get these windows blocked off, the better." Min gripped Eddie's leg tightly. "The principal?" said the Visher. "Not a problem. He's making whiny noises, of course. Everyone loves the library. Boo-hoo." He even went on about the view. Puh! What do these kids need with a view? Did we get a view? Did we have Winnie the Pooh in a nursery rhyme? There was a long moment of silence. "Don't worry, I can handle the principal. I'll start by weeding out the book collection. That won't be hard. Almost every book in here is a weed. I'll clear them out gradually. He won't even notice." Min shuddered. The Visher was listening to her brother again. "I agree, Robert," she answered. "This room is perfect, bigger than any of the others we've looked at. With the windows blocked off and the books cleared out, it will make an excellent testing center for your new district testing program. All we really need are tables and chairs. On days when there's no testing, we'll turn off the heat and lights, save a lot of money." The Visher said goodbye and put away her phone. There was a tiny squeak of the chair as she stood up, then click at the door. Other than that, her departure was silent. "At least we know the worst," said Min, her voice shaky. "The Vishers are going to close the library." "Really? Can they do that?" Eddie was hoping he had misunderstood. "Yes, they can. They're being sly with Mr. Steedman, but that's the plan. They're going to turn this wonderful room into a testing center. Most of the time, it will be empty, dark, cold, and empty. No books, said Eddie. No books. Aunt Min gazed upward. The skylight will go too. The storytime chair, the comfy couch, the storytime carpet, even the windows. Everything will go. Eddie tried to think of something to say, but he couldn't. When the Visher returned just a short while later, she was carrying a large cardboard box. Eddie wondered what it was for. Suddenly, he understood. "Hide!" he yelled. Grabbing his aunt, he half pushed, half carried her to the back of the tray. Clinging together, they watched as the pale fingers began clearing off the desk. Things disappeared into the cardboard box. The bobbing duck, the photo, the bowl of golden stars. And then, as Eddie and Min watched in horror, hands reached for the tray. "Hang on!" cried Min. Up the tray with sickening lurch. Eddie was thrown backward. He landed on his aunt. At that moment, a cheerful voice called from the doorway. "Are you expecting us?" The tray hovered, tilting at a perilous angle. Eddie and Min clung desperately to the side. "We're kindergarten B," said the voice. "It's our book exchange time." The tray wobbled. Eddie and Min slid wildly into the loose papers. Then down came the tray. Bang! Back onto the desk. Bring the children in," said the Visher. "Are their hands clean?" "Oh, Aunt Min, this is terrible." Eddie's head was in a spin. "We're in such big trouble." "Courage, Eddie. This is no time to lose heart. We need a new hiding place, lickety-split, before she comes back." After a hurried discussion, they agreed that Eddie would go on a scouting mission. So once again, he stepped into the open, alone. His huge eyes gleamed. His antennae explored the air. Where were the kindergartners? More important, where was the Visher? Not only was she hard to see and hear, she was so crafty and scheming. Plus, she obviously hated bugs, a deadly combination. There, she was busy with the children in the picture book area. Eddie could focus on his mission, a new, safe hideout close enough for men to walk to. It seemed impossible. He glanced around. Nothing on the desk would work. The Visher was going to dump all the librarian's possessions into the cardboard box, and who knew where the box would end up? It had to be somewhere the Visher wouldn't notice. There was a drawer. It was a small, narrow, in front of the desk, facing the librarian's chair, and it was open. Not very wide, just a crack, but wide enough for a bug to slip through. Eddie darted inside. He looked around the drawer. The drawer was shallow and clearly it hadn't been used much. Nothing there but a few pencil stubs, an old dried up pen, and a cotton ball. Plus, the usual pad of yellow stickies. Looking good, thought Eddie, but not perfect. The Visher might open the drawer to clean it out. He crawled to the rear of the drawer. There appeared to be an extra space behind a wooden divider. He peeked over, and there it was, a secret compartment. Or maybe not exactly secret, but there was certainly a separate little section in the back of the drawer. It was partly covered by a piece of wood that could act, if you happened to be very small, as a roof. Awesome, guys. Well, that was chapter 12. I'll see you guys tomorrow for chapter 13. Have a great Monday.